Hi, everybody. This is John Fanta with Fox Sports and the Big East Digital Network.
Hi, this is Brad Sham, voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
Hi, this is Chuck Swirsky with the Chicago Bulls, our flagship station, 670 The Score.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart at ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Washington Sports Digital Network.
Good afternoon from Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. The Tigers of Ouachita and the Lady Rangers of Northwestern are set to match up here in just a little bit. My name is Dalton Reed. I will be joined later by Chris Babb, but I had the chance to sit down with head coach Nick Long on Coach's Corner. As you can see, a little bit different of a Coach's Corner. It's the live edition of Coach's Corner. I appreciate Coach Nick Long sitting down and coach. You got about 18 and a half minutes until this one tips off. We're going to backtrack a little bit. You get the train back on the tracks against Southwestern Thursday night, and a really dominant win there. What can you say about your team Thursday night?
I said we played probably our most complete game of the year in that one. I would say just offensively and defensively, probably our most complete game. We did a lot of really, really good things in that one. Just hopefully we can carry them over into this afternoon here against Northwestern.
You shot 59 field goals in that game, made 26 of them. A fairly well shooting night. You look at you were 12 of 24 from beyond the arc. Three-point shooting is a thing that you can really emphasize with the group of girls that you have here. What can you say about the offensive side of the ball against the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I'll say we really did a really good job of moving the basketball, and we did a really good job of getting penetration off the dribble and spreading it out and finishing some stuff. You know, you talk about how well we shot the ball, and then you look at Abby's stat line, who's she was leading the league in field goal percentage, and for whatever she just couldn't get them to go in that game. But she was about the only one. But we'll get her going again this afternoon for sure.
So you look at this Northwestern team, a team that was ranked prior. Y'all go on the road to Alva earlier this year, beat them, and they've had 3 losses since then. What can you say about this Northwestern team looking at the scouting report?
Yeah, I mean, talk about that. They're led by their post play. Their post play is what really gets them going with Ship and Bass. Bass is probably the highest scoring post in the league, and she does they do a really good job of feeding them the ball, getting them the ball in spots, and we've got to do a really good job of guarding how we did the first time in Alva, and just really comes down to if we'll play aggressive defense and we'll do a good job rebounding and getting out and running. That'll solve some problems going up against their matchup zone.
Yeah, so you talk about the base, Bass, and the post play of her. You saw Landry Allen Thursday night. So really, these back-to-back games, both teams have had an established post player, and Brooke Smith, Abby Harrison, those type of people have been able to handle it. Do you look for more of the same tonight?
Yes, that's the hope. That's the hope. I say we'll see how they're going to call the game early on, and be ready to adjust to how the game's being called, and just do a really good job of making them score over some length, making them score over some bodies, and grabbing that first rebound.
Looking forward, we have a very rare Monday game coming up, and it's a big game within the Great American Conference. Go on the road to Searcy to play Harding, a game that was supposed to be played, I feel like a month ago almost, because of the inclement weather. How do you prepare for a Thursday, Saturday, Monday game, knowing all 3 games matter within the conference?
Oh yeah, you don't want to. No games are days off, but you look at that SWOSU game, and that one was the one that you're like, okay, we really need to make sure we get this one to get started, because we're staring down four tough ones in the from Saturday to Saturday for sure. But like you said, we go. Northwestern's in 3rd, we're in 4th place. Then we go to Harding, who's tied for 1st, and then we go across the street to Henderson, which that's never going to be easy. And then you got Tech, who's tied for 1st, coming in here right after they play Harding on Thursday. So there's no days off in this league. There's no question about that, especially when you look at the standings. Our win Thursday did a really good job helping to separate us a little bit, but there's still so much time left in this season that anything can happen, because when you look at it, we're still just 2 games out of being in a tie for 11th place, which is crazy. But that's what it is. This league is tough. Every night you got to come ready to go.
All right, well, I appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck against the Rangers. Quick turnaround facing the Bison Monday night. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dalton.
That right there was Coach Nick Long, as we are here on the Capital Technologies pregame show, and we are here at Bill Vining Arena, and I will be now joined by Chris Babb, the quarterback, or I guess you could say point guard in basketball of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. And you look at this, Chris, and a game that earlier in the season in Alva, Ouachita really surprised a few people getting that win. Northwestern slid a little bit, losing to Tech, losing to SAU. This Northwestern team, it's a quality team, and the Tigers need to come prepared today.
Yeah, when Ouachita played in Alva, Northwestern was ranked in the top 15 in the country. And it was kind of one of those, and it came at a really good time for Ouachita, because they had started the break with a bad loss at Arkansas Tech. It was just a bad loss. It is what it is. The Thursday, they got a win in Weatherford against Southwestern. And then if you can go on the road and get one, that's great. And if you can get a second, that's a bonus, and that's exactly what happened. Northwestern Oklahoma State, 15-5, 10-4. They have lost 3 of their last 5, and a couple of those were at home to Arkansas Tech and Harding. But if you look at the teams they've played, Harding, Arkansas Tech, and Coach Long mentioned that. And I think after the break, we'll kind of break down some of the conference standings and some of the stats that we're looking at. But this is a big stretch. This is a big stretch because they got the big win Thursday, play a tough opponent tonight. Top 2 teams in the conference the next 2 games. And so big win, as Coach Long was saying. Yeah, and you have a very tough stretch of games, like you mentioned. That win Thursday really builds the momentum for the Tigers. And he mentioned also the post play. We saw Landry Allen Thursday night, and we see Kyra Bass tonight. But we're going to get more into the Capital Technology post-game show right after a word from our sponsors here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side. Hello, I'm Brett Rogers, President of Capital Technology Group. You might know us as Capital Business Machines, but our new name represents our growth as one of the state's leaders in business technology. When you've been around for 80 years like we have, you learn a thing or two about change. But what will never change is our commitment to our clients. We're still the same reliable team here to meet all your technology needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
OSDN is Ouachita's student sports media program in the Rogers Department of Communications. OSDN brings over 100 Tiger Home athletic events and other content to your devices each school year. OSDN is funded by advertising and generous gifts from supporters. If you'd like to support the students of OSDN through a tax-deductible donation, visit obu.edu/give and indicate OSDN in the provided field. If your business would like to advertise on an OSDN broadcast, email us at osdn@obu.edu. Thanks for watching, and go Tigers!
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena here in Arkadelphia, and we look at this matchup between the 15-5 Northwestern Lady Rangers and the 11-7 Ouachita Tigers. I'm Dalton Reed alongside Chris Babb, and Chris, it's been a crazy, crazy week for these teams. They play Thursday night, they play today, and then they play Monday. Looking at Thursday's results, you see some games that really had a lot of meaning. You see that ECU-SAU game down in Magnolia. Tech sitting tied with Harding at top of the conference. They get the win against Southern Nazarene. Like I mentioned, Harding get the win at Oklahoma Baptist. Is there anything really there that stands out to you around the GAC from Thursday night?
Not really on the women's side. The two top teams, Harding was at home in Searcy, and they got a big win over at Oklahoma Baptist. So did Arkansas Tech. The top four teams in the conference kind of kept pace with each other. Henderson State dropped a game to Northwestern, so that was a big game in the top five. When you take a look over at the Great American Conference standings, you'll kind of see where the two teams are who are playing today. They'll be in different color, but you look at those standings. Harding, Arkansas Tech tied for one, Northwestern in third, Ouachita in fourth. That line, the white line there, is the, line of demarcation. You want to finish above that to qualify for the Great American Conference tournament. And I think I heard Coach Long said this in the pregame show. If you look at Ouachita in fourth place at 8-6, Southwestern Oklahoma State in 11th place at 5-9, you go one more game up. There are 2 games difference between being in fourth place and being one of the top 8 seeds and then not even making the Great American Conference tournament. So Northwestern and Ouachita, a win for Northwestern puts more separation between the crew. Ouachita is trying to get to that 9-6 mark because they know they have the top 2 teams. And when you look at also who you have coming up to play or coming in the future, Harding and Arkansas Tech, Ouachita has not played. Ouachita still has one more against Henderson State, Southern Nazarene, Oklahoma Baptist, and Southern Arkansas. So it is a tough finishing stretch for the Tigers because they play every team above that line right now. So it looks good. You're in fourth place now, but you got work to do. That work starts today against Northwestern Oklahoma State.
It definitely does. A sweep against the Rangers would be massive for the Tigers. As you mentioned earlier, they go on the road to Alva and win before that. But another thing is it is really busy around the GAC today. If you go through the composite schedule at Great American website, there is all sorts of things. Baseball and softball.
It's crossover season.
It's crossover season at its finest. We got a baseball broadcast about to be at first pitch here in about 8 minutes.
Yeah,
about 8 minutes.
The baseball team got a big win yesterday against Fort Hays State University. They're playing University of Arkansas Fort Smith at 1 o'clock, and you see on the screen there the women's basketball games around the Great American Conference, Southeastern and East Central doing the UAM SAU swing. Oklahoma Baptist at Arkansas Tech, that's a big one, and they're not playing both Oklahoma Baptist and Arkansas and Harding. That would be amazing. That would be a trip. That'd be a trip. There have been colleges who have gotten in trouble for that in the last few decades, but that should be Southern Nazarene at Harding, and then Southwestern Oklahoma State stayed in town and plays at Henderson State right now. But yeah, the Ouachita softball team got off to a 1-1 start yesterday with a win over Texas A&M International and then a loss to Angelo State. Baseball team, you got the track and field team, wrestling's finishing up. So the winter sports are starting to wind down. The middle of February is the busiest times. The middle of February is the busiest time for athletic communications professionals. Brian Ramsey, Thomas Guerrero here at Ouachita, but broadcasters, it's a busy time of the year. The winter sports are starting to wind down. We had a swim meet broadcast last night as Ouachita swim teams defeated Henderson State, the women 100-98 and the men 137-100. Baseball going on at the same time we mentioned, but it's just a busy time in the world of college athletics with the crossover season in February. But when you take a look at women's basketball and those winter sports, they're starting to hit the downhill swing. We are almost 2/3 of the way into this Great American Conference 22-game schedule. We saw the standings a while ago. They're going to start taking shape, and it's an exciting stretch for this women's basketball team of Ouachita.
And you look at that women's basketball team of Ouachita, obviously led by Heidi Robinson, Madeline Tipton, 2 Arkansas natives that have stuck it out here and are both seniors, and a team that likes to shoot a lot of the three. Coach Long mentioned it, and you see there a side view, basketball and baseball. It's crossover at its finest.
That's right. That's the live feed from the Ouachita baseball broadcast there on the left of your screen. 2 ugly guys on the right of your screen there. One ugly young one and one ugly old one, right?
I have hair though, so I get bonus points for that.
Yeah, wait till you're 48. This is a Ouachita basketball team that, and I think one of the keys on that trip to Oklahoma, especially in the Southwestern Oklahoma State game, you mentioned Madeline and Heidi, and every coach knows that you're going to have to stop 23 and 30. You've got to limit. I say stop. You've got to limit what they get, right? It's the other players in key parts of this season who have come up. Abby Harrison has had a double-double in the last couple of games. She's inside. If she starts hot, you can get a lot of production from her. On that Oklahoma trip, Caden Porter was the leading scorer for Ouachita in one of those games. And so you had it come from different parts. And I think that's when this team is really clicking, it's because not only Tipton and Robinson are providing, but you're getting points from another 4 or 5 players on the game. If you can have one kind of creep up and have a big game, that helps Coach Long's prospects too.
And another one I want to mention is the junior from Silent Springs, Brooke Smith, came into the game Thursday night, a very physical player, and she has contributed to the team so far this season. So a lot coming up here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Whether you want to be on the diamond or in the gym, we've got it covered for you here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Long. 3.5 minutes until tip-off here in beautiful Arkadelphia, Arkansas. We'll be right back with more on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Owned by Ouachita alumni, Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more in downtown Arkadelphia is a must-stop for everyone. Stop by in the morning for fresh coffee, a specialty coffee drink, or a full breakfast. Come back at lunch, or in the evening for burgers like the Primo Burger, the pulled pork burger, or the mac and cheese burger. Maybe it's a salad, a wrap, a quesadilla, or one of our varieties of pizza. And don't forget to top it off with a sweet treat that puts the cherry on top of a great meal. That's Java Primo on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
Welcome back to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. My name is Dalton Reed, alongside with Chris Babb. And if you look at the Northwestern side of things, we talked about Ouachita's leading scorers before the break. Kyra Bass leads the Rangers with 19 points per game. The transfer from Temple Junior College. She really is the offensive emphasis for Northwestern. They're going to try to run the offense through her. We'll have to see how her and Abby Harrison match up.
Yeah, Bass averaging 19 points and 9.5 rebounds per game. She's also the best free throw shooter on the team. She's been to the line the most times, and she's the highest for percentage, 101 out of 121 from the Free throw line is Bass. You mentioned the 6'1 senior from Killeen, Texas. So watching her and Abby Harrison will be a fun matchup to look at. You look at this Northwestern team. The reason they got to that top 15 ranking is their start. The first semester they lost one game, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-game winning streak. They started out 11-1, then the loss to Ouachita kind of stopped that little run. But this is a Northwestern Oklahoma State team that has lost 3 of 5, but they also won 12 of their first 14 games. So a very talented group. Had a big win across the street on Thursday night against the Henderson State Reddies. And you know that they're going to want to steal a couple of them on the road because they had a couple taken from them at home.
We'll pitch it over to Dr. Casey Model for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Featuring the Rangers of Northwestern Oklahoma State University against your Ouachita Tigers. At this time, we invite you to stand for our national anthem performed this afternoon by the Ouachita Jazz Band under the direction of Emily Wilson. Introducing the starting lineup for the Northwestern Oklahoma State Rangers. Junior guard from Hugoton, Kansas, number 12, Samaya Adigan. Freshman guard from Enid, Oklahoma, number 20, Conley Kaad. Senior center from Killeen, Texas, number 21, Kyra Bass. Junior guard from Pittsburgh, Oklahoma, number 33, Kaiten Graham. And senior center from Dallas, Texas, number 34, Jada Shipp. The head coach of the Northwestern Rangers is Tasha Dieselhorst. The assistant coach is Peyton Jones. And now, Tiger Nation, let me hear you roar! This is the starting lineup for your Ouachita Tigers! Sophomore guard from Sheridan, Arkansas, number 11, Caden Porter. Senior forward from Hot Springs, Arkansas, number 2, Audrey Winfrey. Senior guard from Valonia, Arkansas, number 23, Madeline Tipton. Senior guard from Marmaduke, Arkansas, number 30, Heidi Robinson. And senior forward from Hernando, Mississippi, number 32, Abby Harrison. The head coach of the Ouachita Tigers is Nick Long. The assistant coach is Tyler Doyle. This afternoon's officials are Scott Starkey, Diedrich Shannon, and Mike Van.
You heard it there from Dr. Casey Model, the starting lineup for both teams. You notice the pink shirts for the Lady Tigers, and myself and Chris Babb also have one on. And it's alumni weekend here for the women.
Yeah, a big Ouachita women's basketball alumni group. They'll be recognized at halftime. We're going to try to have some of those on sometime during the broadcast, but they're doing a fundraiser for the Jeremiah 2911 Scholarship in honor of Lori Williams Partridge. Lori played basketball here at Ouachita, passed away. Her husband Clay played baseball here at Ouachita. There's an endowed scholarship for the women's basketball team, and they're doing a fundraiser for that this weekend. So, fun weekend for the women's basketball program.
Northwestern going to win the tip and try to set up the offense here. Looking to go inside early as we thought they would. Going to work the inside-out game. The three rattled off there from Adigan.
Notice on the first possession, we talked about Robinson versus Bass, but Audrey Winfrey gets the assignment of guarding Kyra Bass.
Could be a mismatch that the Rangers look for there. They feed it inside to Bass there with Winfrey on her, and Bass is going to win that one.
Yeah, you've got two bigs in the post for Northwestern and Ship and Bass, 6'2", 6'1". That presents a matchup issue for the Tigers.
Tigers working inside out. Robinson for three. You betcha from the elbow. Heidi Robinson comes into this game off just an amazing stretch of games she's had, and they've all been from beyond the arc.
Obviously, you have the 48-point game, but good to see Heidi get off to a quick start.
They feed it inside to Bass again, and she's going to win that one again as she just backs Winfrey down on the block. Northwestern with a 1-point lead. Both teams moving fairly quickly. They get it inside to Tipton, who goes through some contact. No whistle. Rebound Northwestern.
Yeah, Adigan came from the backside. Tipton, the pass was a little bit high, so she had to gather her balance, and Adigan did a nice job coming from the backside for the block.
They kick it out. The three, no good. There from Graham.
Yeah, Ouachita gets possession on possession on that. Audrey Winfrey had position. I think Northwestern thought that she might have tipped that out.
Robinson and Tipton, two of the main guards here for Ouachita. They work it around the perimeter. Robinson going to take another three, and that one just a bit too strong off the back of the iron.
Yeah, it was the contest. The contest of that shot kind of got her off her rhythm. The defender flew by, but couldn't get it on the second attempt.
Northwestern setting up the offense. That's Tipton there on Adigan. They feed it inside to Bass. Bass on Winfrey. Beautiful move there from Kyra Bass, the 6'1" senior, and she's 3 for 3 down low.
Yeah, 3 possessions, 3 times to make sure Kyra Bass got that on the low post. It's been successful all 3 times.
Porter going to drive, kick it out to Harrison. That shot's no good from the free throw line. Out in transition comes Northwestern. Going to go coast to coast. That shot's contested and blocked. And on the other end is Caden Porter, the Sheridan native, lays it in.
Heidi Robinson with the block. She found Madeline Tipton on the outlet pass, a nice baseball pass in stride. Almost looked like a quarterback. She could back up for Drake May tomorrow night.
Maybe back up for Drake May tomorrow night.
Maybe not. We'd rather her stay here so she could go finish the season with the Tigers. Nice pass and find from Tipton to Porter.
They feed it inside again. Bass on Winfrey. We knew Northwestern was going to do that all night, and they continue to do it. Bass, the only person to score for Northwestern so far. She has 8. Harrison working it inside here. Going to kick it back out to Porter. Around the horn now, Winfrey going to drive, baseline, shot too strong, offensive rebound, and the putback from Abby Harrison gets the contact in the basket.
Yeah, the whistle, Coach Dieselhorst is saying it might be before the shot, but the whistle was after the rebound. You'll see here, as she was going up, she came up pretty quickly. Coach Dieselhorst saying that it should have been before the shot. But that rebound and the shot were almost in the same motion, and Ouachita got that 50-50 call.
Harrison, the senior out of Hernando, Mississippi, converts, ties this game back up at 8. Northwestern going to look inside again. Now they're going to work it inside out. Drive baseline. And we have 3-second in the lane call.
You know, that time you saw Heidi Robinson double down and force Bass to kick it out. That's probably what Ouachita's trying to get done, trying to get someone to be able to collapse, force Bass to kick it out and not have the one-on-one.
Samantha Watson and the Tigers on the other end. There's Robinson. Thought about the three. Going to kick it over to Winfrey. She'll three. Too strong off the back of the iron. That's going to be off of Bass. She went up there for the rebound. So Ouachita will retain possession underneath their goal. Quick trigger there. Working it around the horn. And one too many steps there for Porter as she is whistled for the traveling violation.
Samantha Watson came in at the previous dead ball for Ouachita, replacing Tipton. Ruby Trammell, a sophomore from Bergman, comes in for Caden Porter.
Around the perimeter, trying to find something inside, and we have a whistle.
Coach Long looks at it, Ruby, and says, well, you can't shove her. You're going to see a screen set right here. You just couldn't quite get through it, Ruby, there with the trying to get through the screen instead of around the screen, and that was an obvious one.
Northwestern looking inside. They've switched the defense. That's Harrison now on Bass. Kicking it across. Shot no good as the shot clock was winding down for Height. Moving fast is the Tigers.
Robinson pushed it quickly up to Watson, but Northwestern was able to retreat, forcing Ouachita to set it up in the half court.
They find Trammell top the key, gonna drive right, kick to Winfrey in the corner. Winfrey for three, and the bank is open as the Lake Hamilton native cashes in.
Yeah, Winfrey had a couple of open looks. That was the most contested look she's had, and she got it to go.
They get it inside to Bass, and we have a jump ball call. And we saw that again. Harrison on the defense. And then
Coach
you see
Long,
Winfrey come down.
Yeah, Coach Long thought there might have been a travel before, but regardless, the foul was called there on Winfrey as she reached in. They end up calling a jump ball. Interesting. We'll figure it out after the media timeout. Tigers lead by 3. Back after this on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. There are so many threats to IT these days, and we're here to help protect your data and devices. We're also by your side when things simply go wrong, whether it's servers crashing or printers breaking. We cover it all for our clients in all types of businesses. And with over 80 years of history in Arkansas, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. Sign up for a free consultation at captg.com.
Let Domino's cure your cravings by ordering online, calling us at 246-3131, or dropping by and seeing us on Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Join Domino's Rewards and begin earning rewards in just 2 visits. Check out our $6.99 mix and match and make the whole family happy. You might as well throw in a stuffed crust pizza, a sandwich, pasta, stuffed cheesy bread while you're at it. Check out other deals on our app or at Domino's.com.
Dalton, speaking of Domino's, one of our sponsors, Domino Miller, just walked in front of us. She is on campus as part of the Alumni Weekend. She was a member of the NCAA Tournament Sweet 16 team from 08-09 that we'll be recognizing at halftime. It's going to be fun to see. It was fun for me to go visit some of those former players this afternoon. We're going to try to see if we can find a way to get some of those on with us throughout the broadcast today.
Kyra Bass comes out of the media timeout and drains 2 field goals to stop a 6-0 run. It ended up being a personal foul on Winfrey there right before the media timeout. Brooke Smith has checked in for the Tigers.
Tipton back in also.
Trammell top of the key, now going to drive. Kick it out, pass a little bit offline there, intended for Watson. So Northwestern will have possession. That's Height working it down. She's kind of been the main ball handler, bringing it across the timeline for the Lady Rangers thus far. We'll see if they look inside to Bass again. That's Bass on the high post. They'll shoot a three. That one's just off the mark there from Kayot. Samantha Watson on the other end. Working around the perimeter. That inside-out game Ouachita really, really likes. Cross-court pass there, Brooke Smith. Under 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. The pull-up jumper rattles out for Ruby Trammell. And here comes the Lady Rangers on the other end. We have a whistle there as Conley Kayot will step on the sideline as she received the pass. So Ouachita will regain possession. Bree Hubbard checks in for the Tigers, and Abby Harrison will take a seat. Samantha Watson. Now Brooke Smith going to drive. Thought about pulling up the jumper. Pass on that opportunity. Ruby Trammell looking for somewhere to go with it. Samantha Watson left open for three. That one's too strong off the back of the iron, but the rebound cannot be handled as that's going to be off of a Lady Ranger, and Ouachita will have another offensive possession. Watson, the trigger man, looking to get it inside. They get it inside to Trammell. She's looking to drive. Good defense thus far for Northwestern. They feed it inside to Hubbard.
Yeah, Bree Hubbard, nice job of finding some space on that backside block. Ruby Trammell found Hubbard, and then Bass had to come from over the top to try to block that one. Committed the foul.
First personal foul on Kyra Bass. Hubbard, the freshman from Godley, Texas. Ouachita regains the lead, 12-10. Inside. That shot's just off the mark from Jada Shipp.
Yeah, just kind of lost her balance there. She's trying to crab step back.
Ouachita moving quick offensively. Scuffle for the ball. Trammell's going to come up with it. She finds Brooke Smith. Brooke Smith looks to drive there, and we'll have a whistle. Watson looking to trigger it in. Ball's tipped, and Tipton comes away with it. Now Trammell. She drives, has it stripped away from her. Adigan forces the turnover for Northwestern. Height working on Watson. Now Shipp at the top of the key. Kayot driving baseline. Good defense there from the Tigers. Adigan working on Ruby Trammell. She's going to go up. Shot too strong. Kyra Bass with the rebound. Offensive rebound doesn't result in anything on the other end in transition. Tipton goes up. She's going to miss the shot, draw the contact, and she will go to the line for a pair.
See Watson fighting through and getting control. She stepped up, Kennedy Height took one step up to stop the ball. Nice find by Watson, and Tipton drew the foul.
Tipton, the 5'10 senior from Valonia, Arkansas. Two-time all-conference as an Eagle. Is that one to rattle home? Successful trip there to the line for Tipton. Ouachita holds a 4-point lead. in the winding moments of the first quarter. And on the other end, Northwestern goes back to the post play to get a basket.
That was nice defense by Brooke Smith. She stood up as straight and tall, stood her ground as she could, but that was just a perfect execution by Bass. And that's the second time, as you see Hubbard get a fine from Tipton, it's the second time Ouachita's been able to get below that the defender. And, Bass has been in there for the entire 10 minutes. She's wonder how long she'll be able to stay in. She averages a lot of minutes a game. She plays 31. Kayot plays 33. They don't go very deep into the bench, but we'll have to see how that plays. But that's the second time Ouachita's been able to get behind.
We have a whistle there on the defensive side, as Kyra Bass will now check out for the first time in this game. In comes Pritchard, the junior from Bristow, Oklahoma. Northwestern looking for some offense here in the last minute of the first quarter. There's Pritchard, who just checked in. Now Ship working on Hubbard. Great defense there from Bree Hubbard.
That's all you can do when you're down the field. You just play the best defense you can and hope they're not able to convert. And Ouachita's benefited from that for a couple of possessions here in the first period.
Heidi Robinson looking for the last shot.
I think the defender for Northwestern got a little confused. Caton Graham was trying to get a 5-second call, but there's not a 5-second closely dribbled call anymore.
Under 5 seconds left to go. It's a stolen away there by Adigan. Adigan going to go up and be fouled by Robinson with 4.2 left. So good defense there from Northwestern. They get out of transition, can't get the basket, but they get the foul on Robinson.
Yeah, you see from that baseline shot on the replay, just a little bit too far of a pass all the way across the court. It's going to get knocked away, and then Heidi Robinson doesn't want that turnover to end in an uncontested 2 points. She wants to make them earn it from the free throw line, and Adigan has so far.
Adigan comes into this game shooting 87% from the free throw line. Robinson gonna heave it at the end of the first quarter, and that one is off.
She's a righty. She had to come under and shoot that left-handed, and it had the distance. It was just off to the right. That was pretty impressive.
That was impressive. He's shooting from the left-hand side and ends up on the right-hand side of the basket, but that's going to end the first quarter. We've got 10 minutes in the books. Ouachita leads 16-14 on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street or visit their website at printmaniatees.com. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business, Print Mania has been serving the area since 1992. Call Print Mania today at 870-246-3803.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena. Tigers lead by 2 here in this Great American Conference matchup against Northwestern. They have the ball to start the second quarter. Robinson going to feed it inside to Harrison. Harrison back out. Coach Long wanted her to take that shot inside. Now Tipton will be called for the travel as she drives to the left-hand side.
Yeah, this is about the third or fourth possession that he's told a player, you had the open look, just take it. Ball movement is great, but there are some of those possessions. When you have that open look, go ahead and take it. And the Tigers have had a few possessions that they've ended up coming up empty, and Coach Long is trying to get them just to shoot it.
Pritchard moving it inside. It's tipped away, but recontained by Northwestern. Winfrey on the tip pass. Pritchard top of the key. Bass goes up, in the last moments of the shot clock. Offensive rebound, no good. The shot from Graham, and Ouachita has a defensive stand. Robinson going to go all the way. Pass too strong. Basketball ends up in the trash can just beyond the Northwestern bench.
Had the wrong basket.
Wrong basket. Robinson looking down low there, and the pass was just a little bit too strong. On the other end is Northwestern. Adigan working on Porter. Now she's going to drive. And there will be a whistle and a turnover.
Yeah, a little bit slower pace than you might expect from these two. Ouachita second in the GAC with 72.9 points per game. Northwestern fourth at 71.8. So, you know, the pace of the first quarter and couple of minutes is not offensively what these two teams have normally been producing.
Beautiful pass there from Tipton to Abby Harrison. Abby goes up through some contact, no whistle. Now Tipton going to drive.
Yeah, what a save by Audrey Winfrey. Harrison was wondering, why am I not shooting free throws right now? But Winfrey saved the possession for the Tigers.
Robinson, the trigger man, on the far baseline.
On the other side of what I said about the offense, Northwestern Oklahoma State is tops in the conference in team defense, only giving up 56.4 points per game. So obviously, if this trend continues, it's playing into the hands of Northwestern Oklahoma State with a low-scoring game.
On the other end, Kyra Bass going to go up, and she will be fouled.
There you see the replay. She was in there a long time. The crowd has been vocal with the officials about how much time the players are staying in the lane, and that replay from our baseline camera kind of showed that there was a decent amount of time. Now, that might not have been in full speed, but still, she's in there a good amount without having the ball.
Bass at the free throw line. Gets both of those to rattle home. Ties this game up at 16. Winfrey in the corner there, working it around the perimeter. Harrison on the high post. Perimeter shooting is a strength for the Tigers. Now Rob's going to drive baseline, kick it to Porter. Porter for three. Too strong off the back of the iron. And what a play by Winfrey. The second attempt from Porter is no good. A second chance opportunity comes up empty-handed for the Tigers. On the other end is Northwestern as Adigan gets the offense set. That's Height there, looking for somewhere to go. Got Tipton on her. Pritchard working on.
There you got the 3 seconds in the lane. Coach Dieselhorst comes out not upset at the call, upset at the guard for not kicking it out and getting that. But I've never been an official at anything higher level than you know coaching an upward game. I did have to do a 7th grade scrimmage one time, but you do wonder. It's just human nature that if you hear things, you start having to look for it. Heidi Robinson is fouled. Now here's why Northwestern Oklahoma State is going to be frustrated with that. It was the ball was short. It was well short. And Coach Dieselhorst is telling the official now, just going out of the right of your screen, it was after the shot because the ball had already been rebounded. Now, I've noticed that in the last few years and I think the officials have trended to starting calling fouls afterwards. Yeah, the whistle came so late, Dalton. Even the bench is saying, how are we shooting 3 shots? They thought it was a 1-and-1 because it was on the shot. So now they're going to talk about it. But that's what so they've corrected the foul. So that's what the discussion was. But it does. I mean, that was a late whistle. And which is you've seen being the trend in calling fouls lately, and it gives the appearance of waiting to see what happened to the shot.
Pritchard and Northwestern on the other end, going to try to feed it inside. She drives by herself. Rebound by Tipton. Tipton to Winfrey. Winfrey for three. That one rattles home. Extends the Ouachita lead.
Ouachita leads the GAC in three-pointers made with per game with 8.2. Big play by Abby Harrison.
Scuffle on the ground, and Heidi Robinson comes up with it, but it is turned over.
Yeah, it was a nice steal. Robinson was kind of trapped in the corner and came up with a nice steal on an awkward play.
Bass down low. She's working on Winfrey once more, and she gets it. She is the only Ranger in double digits with 16. They feed it to the high post, now back out. Madeline Tipton for three, too short from the corner. Graham back to Height. Height setting up the offense. Cecil Horst getting in the play call to Kennedy Height. Northwestern continuing to work it inside. Shot missed from Pritchard. Good defense thus far for Ouachita.
That's a nice take by Robinson. Just couldn't quite roll it over the top of the rim.
A three on the other end from Northwestern. Bounces off the front of the iron and in for Kaiten Graham. Multiple substitutions for both teams waiting at the score tables for the next dead ball. Robinson going to pull up from the free throw line. Beautiful release there from Heidi Robinson as that one catches nothing but the bottom of the net. They feed it inside to Bass. Got Harrison there. Abby Harrison had the task of guarding Landry Allen Thursday night. Now she's got Kyra Bass. They feed it inside. Pass a little bit too strong. And
yeah, during this media timeout, but we're going to go ahead and keep it here, Dalton. This is, as we mentioned, this is alumni weekend, and a lot of alumni. I think about 50 families have come, and about 100 people, and one of those families, and I'm being joined by now that and the Ouachita World got to read more about you earlier this week. Gabby Coleman Ross. Obviously we're friends on Facebook, and so you said, "Wow, I didn't even know this was happening." But when you come back to campus now, you and your husband Tron have your hands full.
We do.
Yeah. How many?
We have 4 children.
4 children, and the youngest is
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Turned
Turned 2
old.
months 2 days ago.
What's harder, playing college basketball or raising 4 kids, one of them be a 2-month-old?
Raising 4 kids, definitely.
Now, one of the reasons you're on campus is because your 2008-2009 team's going to be recognized today for making the NCAA Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And it's been good. I was on campus during that time. It's been good to see some of those players around. What's it like when you come back on campus and get to be around some of your teammates?
Man, it's awesome. I hadn't been back in probably 8 years, so a lot has changed, but it's just great to be back in the atmosphere. Team looking really great 3-point shooters, and it was just really good catching up with everyone at the reunion.
There's a lot of different styles of basketball.
Yeah.
The current style of basketball, you have a lot of dribble and kick. A lot of three-pointers are taken. You probably wouldn't. I know Alicia and Domino would have. I'm going to try to talk to them at halftime. But I know you would have enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Gabby, when you see, as we get back to action here, when you see some of this and you see you come into the gym to one of these games, what are some of the best memories that come back?
I'd have to say the biggest memory was probably beating Delta State here my sophomore year, actually the same year, that 2008-9 team, breaking a I think they had a 50-game win streak or something like that. That was probably my best memory here.
There were some very good games.
Yeah.
Washita and Delta State, Washita and Arkansas
For sure.
Tech.
Yeah.
As 3:35 left in the second quarter, Washita holds a 3-point lead. They go back to Bass. Double team comes up from Hubbard, and so when you take a look and you get to reconnect with those, with Alicia and Domino, life just kind of catches up. You know, you kind of get in your rhythms. But what are some of the best memories you have of that postseason run?
Probably just like the togetherness of us. I think that Domino, Alicia, and I were a unique group of guards to come through. I think we played at a higher level. Granted, we respect the entire league or whatever, but I just feel like the togetherness of things is what we've been kind of expounding on, and how close we were. It didn't start that way, but to end as close as we were, you know, that's to be friends now. Like, it's really cool to come back.
Yep.
And
Gabby, welcome back. Glad
Thank
you're
you.
here. Excited to see the team recognized at halftime, and hope to bring the kids. See you bringing the kids back.
Yeah. I'm hopefully gonna come back more for
Good
sure.
deal.
Thanks, Chris.
Gabby, thanks a lot. Gabby Coleman Ross joining us, married to Tron Ross, former linebacker from Washita Baptist. Gabby Dalton, as we bring you back in, the only Lady Tiger to rank in the program's top 10 for career points, assists, steals, rebounds, and blocks. And she's in the top 5 in 3 of those categories. Not a bad career.
Not a bad resume whatsoever to be a Tiger.
That's right.
They feed it inside to Bass. Saw a jump ball on that last possession. Hubbard gets a little bit of a disadvantage there as Bass goes up and gets those points. Northwestern drawn it back within 1. Michaela Vation has checked in for the Tigers. Samantha Watson going to take a 3, and that one is nothing but net for Watson, the senior from Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, glad to see Sam get that one knocked down. You know, she was one of those earlier. Coach Long was like, shoot it, and she did. Glad shot that one with confidence. Glad to see it go down.
We're going to have a foul.
Foul was called on Bree Hubbard from behind. You could probably hear over in the background still hollering for 3 seconds. So that'd be something interesting to watch as we move on to the end of the second half and the rest of the game.
And you see a team that has such a dominant post player, there's going to be a lot of time spent in the lane. You've got to make sure that it is regulated correctly. Kicking it out in the 3, no good, too strong from Graham.
Well, what can end up happening is you have the crowd starting to count to 3. I haven't heard it yet, but I don't think it's going to be long.
Madeline Tipton goes up through contact on the other end. Shot rolls off, but a foul there on Northwestern.
Take a look at some of the stats. Washita, 8 of 22 from the field, 33%. Northwestern Oklahoma State, 8 of 26, 20%. Three-pointers, Washita 8 of 22 for 36%. Washita 4 of 12, hit a third of their three-pointers. Northwestern Oklahoma State, 1 of 5 for 20%.
Tipton misses that one off the front of the iron, comes in shooting 87% from the free throw line. Goes a rare 0 for 2 trip there from the Bologna native.
Invite you to stick around at halftime, where there's going to be a recognition on the floor of the Washita alumni group and the 2008-2009 team. We're going to try to see if we can get a couple of other members of that 08-09 team to join us, to join me at halftime. So stick around for that, the Domino's halftime show.
Adigan trying to work it inside. They find Bass. She's working on Hubbard. And we have a jump ball, and that one will stay with Northwestern. On the baseline, now they get it into Bass. She's on Winfrey again, and Just good positioning there from Kyra Bass. There's a reason she's averaging 19 points a game.
Yeah, Winfrey had good defense, also had her hand on the ball as Bass went up for the shot.
Winfrey going to try a three of her own on the other end. That one's too short. Adigan out in transition, moving fast to Graham.
Nice job by Heidi Robinson of approaching, coming at Graham and not letting her to get all the way to the basket.
Bass working on Hubbard. We're going to be whistled for the foul as Bass went up. Hubbard going to check out, and Abby Harrison will come back in. Bass, like we mentioned, a transfer from Temple Junior College. Shoots 84% from the free throw line this season. And she gets that one to fall. Five-second differential between shot clock and the game clock. Winfrey going to try another three from the corner, and that one finds the bottom of the net. And three-point shooting, Ouachita 5 of 14 thus far, so 15 of their 30 coming from beyond the arc. On the other end, Graham looking for somewhere to go. She finds Bass down low. Bass, and we have a jump ball call. The rebound from Northwestern. The alternating possession will go to Ouachita. We see a full court press here. And the almost three-quarter court heave from Heidi Robinson is short as Ouachita takes a 4-point lead here into the half. They lead the Northwestern Oklahoma Lady Rangers by 4. We will stay here to kick off the Domino's halftime show. We're going to do that by the recognition of the alumni.
Yeah, we'll turn it over to Casey Modal here in a minute or so, but yeah, this has been a great effort by the Ouachita women's basketball alumni group. We had Teresa Raymond Schaefer joining us Thursday night. She's been in charge of this group for the last 3 or 4 years, and she mentioned Thursday night they have about 100 people signed up. About 45 different players and their families are on campus dating back to the 60s. We had Donna Carroza, who lives here in Arkadelphia. Her family's got Ouachita ties all through it. Her husband, Charles Carroza, teaches in the science department, and so the Patterson School of Natural Science. But it's been a great effort, and we've been glad to see all different ages of this group.
Ouachita's first Pink Out Weekend and Women's Basketball Alumni Day combination. Today we recognize and celebrate the former players who have left their mark on the tradition of excellence that is Ouachita Tiger Women's Basketball, and we honor survivors of breast cancer and those currently in treatment. Assembled on the court before you are former players who distinguished themselves as student athletes in their time here at OBU, and we'd like to recognize them now. Tigers, as your group is called, please step forward. We start with the 2008-2009 team and their Hall of Fame head coach, Gary Crowder. That team finished Gulf South Conference play with a record of 23-9, which included a playoff run that ended in the Division II Sweet 16. Of the 14 members of the Ouachita 1,000-point club, 4 of the players on that 2008-2009 roster, Alicia Adams, Gabby Coleman-Ross, Domino Miller-Leday, and Haley Griffin are all members of that 1,000-point club. Alicia Adams retains the Ouachita record for career points with 1,758, scored over 4 years. Adams, Coleman, and Miller would lead the Tigers to a second NCAA postseason appearance in the 2010-2011 season. Head coach Gary Crowder enjoys the distinction of the winningest head coach in Ouachita women's basketball history with 352 victories over a 24-year career. He was inducted last fall into the Ouachita Athletics Hall of Fame. And now we invite our other women's basketball alumni to step forward and join them. Let's give them a warm Ouachita welcome home to our Tiger women's basketball veterans. Finally, the Pink Out recognition started in 2009 to bring awareness to the dangers of breast cancer and the need for ongoing research. Today, the Young Women's Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation sponsors countless Pink Out events across collegiate athletics in every division. For those of you who wish to do so, we invite all breast cancer survivors or those currently in treatment to stand where you are, that we may extend to each of you our collective support and love. And now we invite the parents, family members, and friends of all of our current women's basketball players to stand now and be recognized. Let's thank all of them for sharing their talented daughters with Ouachita and the Tiger Women's Basketball Program. Ouachita is a place where students grow into adults with strong values, independent minds, and the lifelong sisterhood of being a Ouachita Tiger. Thank you all for your continued support of this vital program. Give it up, Tiger Nation. Come on now.
There you see the Ouachita women's basketball alumni being recognized on the court. They're going to try to gather them for a picture for Dr. Cluck before they all roll and walk away. See Coach Bill Goff there on the right of the Tiger nose. It's good to see Coach Goff here as he was working with the Ouachita program and also in the swimming program as well. We'll come back after this timeout, hear from our sponsors, come back with more of the Domino's Halftime Show after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Arkadelphia's newest entertainment option is open and ready for business. Tea Time Sims brings world-class indoor golf simulators to Arkadelphia, allowing you to practice, play, and perfect your swing in a comfortable setting. Check out our Facebook page to learn about our monthly tournaments, closest to the pin showdowns and long drive battles. Learn more and book your tee time at teatimegolfarkansas.com.
Chicken Express is a proud supporter of not just the Badgers, but all things Arkadelphia, from elementary to college, and from community activities to church groups. Chicken Express is always willing to support and assist the people in our town. The next time you visit Chicken Express, thank them for their involvement in our community, and definitely don't leave without getting a cup of their Chicken E sweet tea. Located right off exit 73, stop by Chicken Express for your next meal.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side.
Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
OSDN is Ouachita's student sports media program in the Rogers Department of Communications. OSDN brings over 100 Tiger Home athletic events and other content to your devices each school year. OSDN is funded by advertising and generous gifts from supporters. If you'd like to support the students of OSDN through a tax-deductible donation, visit obu.edu/give and indicate OSDN in the provided field. If your business would like to advertise on an OSDN broadcast, email us at osdn@obu.edu. Thanks for watching, and go Tigers!
We are back here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. We're going to look over some halftime statistics. One thing that really stood out to me, we've obviously saw Kyra Bass execute in the paint for Northwestern. She leads Northwestern 21 points and played 19 minutes and 11 seconds within that first half. Looking on the Ouachita side of things, Ouachita led this game for just under 14 minutes here in the first half. So Ouachita offensive success have had some troubles down within the paint with Bass and Ship, but they are doing a good job on the defensive side of things with Bree Hubbard and people of that nature.
Yeah, Dalton, be back with, that's the wrong headset, I think. We have too many headsets over here. Let's see if this one's. There we go. That's the right one. We're going to bring Domino Miller and Alicia Adams. So we're going to play a little seat shuffle, and this is not going to be on camera. So if they put us on camera while I'm doing this, I'm affecting their grade in class. All right. We have Domino this headset, and then if Casey Modal will leave Alicia alone, we'll go ahead and bring Alicia over as well. Let's see, make sure we got the right ones on. But there we go. We'll bring Alicia in and have Alicia Adams join us. Domino Miller Lede, Alicia Adams joining us at the table at halftime.
Hello.
Welcome back to campus.
Thank you.
Let's see. We lost Domino. We lost Alicia's, but let's do. There we go. I got it. Alicia, are you with us now?
Am I here?
There we go. All right. That would have helped if I told the truck we were putting the third headset on too. Sorry, we wanted to do this a little earlier. Had someone asking about replay and stuff for the men's game. Yeah. So welcome back to campus, Domino Miller Lede. I guess I talked to Gabby about this. Ouachita's women's team leads the conference in 3 points attempted per game, or made per game. They remind me of a couple of people who also like to shoot three-pointers. You guys are sitting by me. When you come back and you see the banner, you come back in. Alicia, what are some of the memories that come to you?
Some of the memories, I really remember running our Princeton offense, and, we had so many people that could score the ball, but then also we had people like Domino that could shoot it from wherever. Then you had me and Gabby, we're, driving in and getting all of those points, and then you really couldn't take a break anywhere on anyone on our team. We had so many good players.
Not at all. Domino, what are some of the memories that come back to you when you walk in last Thursday night with Julia and the kids?
I don't know, man. It's just, you spent 4 years here, and it seems like forever ago, but then it seems like it was yesterday. So stepping just on campus, walking around, seeing everybody. I mean, I literally felt like it had only been a couple days since I've seen them, and it's been how many years? 17 years.
Oh, golly. Make me feel old. Well, the kids in the truck are saying, yeah, you are. Tell us what you're doing now. Alicia, tell us what you're doing now. I got a little successful team going on over in Memphis, right?
Yes, so I'm coaching at Whitehaven High School in Memphis, Tennessee. Right now we are on our push to the state tournament. We are 23-3, so we're hoping to go get that gold ball at the end of this season. We have a couple more district games left, but we're going to keep pushing. And I just try to encourage them to just play every game like it's your last.
Have you reached the point where you don't get out on the court with them anymore?
Absolutely not. I was there yesterday.
I think I expected that answer, Domino. Yeah. Domino, married to former Tiger Julian Lede. You got a little one here that was a little bit sad when Mama had to come over to the microphone. Tell us what you're doing now.
So I currently work for Cook Children's Home Health, and I'm in the Assistive Technology Professional Department. I did work rehab for about 5 years before that. So my friend started this program, and so it was something on my heart that I needed to help the super critical special needs kids. So I went over to her department, but having fun.
Where are you living now?
I am currently in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah. Fort Worth and Memphis, Arkadelphia is right in the middle, so you just kind of come back to campus and hang out with Alicia. It's good to see Miranda and Haley, and every time I look up and see that banner, obviously I'm in the gym a lot more than you guys. I remember the fun trips and fun watching you guys and getting up and down the floor and just now, Alicia, you said Domino would pull it from anywhere. She would. You weren't shy either.
Sure will.
No, there are a lot of points sitting right here with us. Well, Domino, Alicia, thanks for joining us. Glad you came in. I hope you have a good weekend and good to see you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks.
All right, we will take a quick break, and then we will come right back for the start of the second half. That concludes the Domino's halftime report. Tigers hold on to a 4-point lead. Second half starting in about a minute on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
At Ouachita, we're excited to partner with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, which offers many benefits to alumni and friends, and we want to tell you about one of those.
I'm Dylan McClain, a proud alumni, and I serve as the Vice President and Attorney at the Arkansas Baptist Foundation. The foundation proudly serves as Ouachita's planned giving partner, so if you're considering leaving a legacy gift or want to explore other charitable giving options, we'd love to guide you through that process. If you'd like to learn more about how you can invest in the next generation of Ouachita students, please contact us using the information below.
Go Tigers!
We are back in Bill Vining Arena within the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Tigers looking to start off the second half hot as they lead by 4 here to start the second half. Samaya Adigan are going to be the trigger for Northwestern here as we reset the clock to 10 minutes and get things rolling within the second half. Ouachita working on the defensive side. Northwestern looking to feed it into Bass as they do. Harrison on the defensive end. Beautiful block from Abby Harrison. But Bass regains possession, goes up strong, and gets the basket.
Yeah, good defense by Harrison. Good way to stay with it by Bass, and then she went up strong again and got the basket.
Ball screen there from Harrison. Now in the corner to Winfrey. Winfrey got too strong off the side of the iron. Offensive rebound resorts in another possession. Now Porter going to take a high arching three. That one also off the side of the iron. So 0 for 2 from beyond the arc in that possession for the Tigers.
23 of the 28 points from Northwestern to come from Kyra Bass.
Ship going to work down low as she had Winfrey there as she wins that one to tie this game up at 30. Northwestern on a 4-0 run here to start this one. Harrison at the high post now finds Winfrey. A lot of ball movement. There's a three from Porter. That one finds the bottom of the net.
Porter had Three-point attempts in the first half, and we saw the one a second ago, and that one got that one to go down 1 for 5, and maybe that kind of opened the lid for her.
Ship working down low. Winfrey goes up, and she will get the block, but will retain Northwestern possession. They trigger into Bass, and
Heidi Robinson came from the backside, and she was trying to draw the charge. Coach Dieselhorst wanted a flop. You're going to see Heidi come from the backside here on the replay. There you go, tries to draw the charge. Coach Dieselhorst wanted a flop, and then after Bass lost the ball, she was whistled for the foul. I said come from the backside, but she was fronting the inbounds play, and they were able to get the inbounds pass over Robinson's head, so she was able to try to draw that charge.
Washita looking to extend the lead. They get it inside to Harrison. Harrison, beautiful pass inside there.
Yeah, that was nicely placed by Tipton.
Harrison had 2 defenders on her. She goes up there. Harrison, the annual Hound Dog Classic Player of the Game in 2020 when she was at Hernando. That's an interesting name for a classic game.
You went on a deep dive for that one.
I can thank Isaac Bourne for that one. He gave me that tidbit of information.
You just wanted to say Hound Dog.
I saw it last time. I was like, man, I have like the Kell Classic and stuff here, but Hound Dog in Hernando, Mississippi. Northwestern on the other end, going to try a triple for themselves. That one's off the mark from Graham.
Oh. So Winfrey had an angle on that rebound. Adigan came through to try to steal it. She turns around, and Winfrey was on the back of Adigan. Northwestern Oklahoma State wanted the foul on Winfrey. I could have seen that call easily. They ended up going with the jump ball.
Tipton going to feed it inside to an open Harrison. Harrison going to go up and bounce it off the glass. And we have a timeout on the floor. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
Now they're going to stretch it to the full and let them sit down. So they 30, first one called, so they'll stretch it to a full. Tigers on a little run of themselves, 7-0, the last 103. 7-point lead after we come back from the break.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side.
Hello, I'm Brett Rogers, President of Capital Technology Group. You might know us as Capital Business Machines, but our new name represents our growth as one of the state's leaders in business technology. When you've been around for 80 years like we have, you learn a thing or two about change. But what will never change is our commitment to our clients. We're still the same reliable team here to meet all your technology needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
We are back here in Arkadelphia as the Tigers lead by 7 with 7:30, just about 7:30 left to go in the third quarter.
It's been a good start to the first half for Washita, especially the last minute 3. We mentioned before the break a 7-0 run. You know, this was a Washita had the lead. Northwestern Oklahoma State 3 quick baskets to start the second half, and Washita kind of weathered that storm. Coach Dieselhorst wanted to call a timeout, talk about it. It'll settle. Bass not in the game after the timeout.
That's Pritchard there on the elbow. They try to push it inside. Ship was the intended target for that pass.
She just fell down right as the pass was being thrown into her.
Comes Robinson and the Tiger offense. Around the perimeter goes the Tigers. They find Porter in the corner. Thought about the three. Now going to kick it over. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Winfrey calling for it. The extra pass to Porter. Porter got to find something. Going to take a floater. And the jump shot is good.
You know, the thing I like about this team, the quick turnaround on the other end from Northwestern. The thing I like about this Ouachita team, you kind of notice it when you're at games, they seem like they celebrate each other's success. Now all teams do that, but you just see it in a little bit different way. It's a nice job of knocking that backdoor look out of bounds. But yeah, it's just kind of fun to see when they celebrate each other's success, whether it's coach and player. You know, Coach Tyler Doyle over there and they just have a good chemistry with this group.
That group led by the 5 seniors. Tipton, one of them, as she gets the inbounds on the baseline, pulls up for the jump shot. Shot off the mark, but will be fouled.
I'm blocked by our monitor. I think that was one of those deals where it was, again, the whistle was after the shot, so I didn't know what it was, but I look over and Madeline's on the ground. So it was one of those things where you just don't let the shooter, you don't give her the shooter the ability to land on the ground.
Tipton gets that one to fall through. That foul was on Ship. Two for two there for Tipton.
You know, Tipton with 4 points. All of those have come at the free throw line, Dalton. That doesn't happen very often. She's the leading scorer. Doesn't happen very often. 0 for 5 from the field.
They work it inside the Ship. Work it on Hubbard. Hubbard wins that. We're going to move it down in transition. Porter slows it down.
Does a nice job by Porter of catching that pass in transition and not traveling and not keeping the ball in bounds.
Samantha Watson looking for somewhere to go. 10 seconds left. Beautiful cut there from Winfrey. Shot tipped a little bit and short from Ship.
Yeah, that was a nice help defense by Ship to alter that shot from Winfrey.
Driving on the baseline. It's chaos. She's going to kick it back out. Ship working on Hubbard down low. We'll see if they look for that matchup. They do right there. Good defense there from Bree Hubbard. Straight up and affect the shot of Ship. Here comes the Tigers in transition. Samantha Watson for three, too strong. Offensive rebound. Now going to kick it back out. Porter going to drive. Ouachita likes that inside-out game. Watson going to pull up and gets it to go and gets the foul. Offensive rebound and the extra pass converts into a three-point play opportunity for the Tigers, Chris.
Yeah, Ship tried to contest and just didn't give Watson enough time to land, enough space to land, and Sam stuck in there and a nice job of making the shot while being contested by Ship.
Watson converts the three-point play. The senior from Arlington, Texas, out of Nolan Catholic.
You know, Kyra Bass back in the game. She played all but 49 seconds in the first half. She's had a longer break here.
Steal by Caden Porter.
Nice decision to pull that one out.
And Audrey Winfrey gets that one to fall, and the Tigers, the last 3.5 minutes, have been on fire. We see Porter there kick it out. Great basketball IQ move. That right there wants a timeout for Coach Dieselhorse. And wow, Chris, you look at how this has happened. Ouachita, an 8-0 run over the last minute and a half or so, but a 17-2 run within 4 minutes. And Ouachita has really started to separate themselves from the Rangers here at home.
Yeah, this game was 30-30. You know, Ouachita had the 30-26 lead at halftime. Northwestern Oklahoma State got the first 4 points of the second half. kind of say, okay, back and forth, here we go. They went to Bass to get some of those baskets and ship. And then Ouachita just kind of took over, a couple of baskets in transition, a couple of big shots, some free throws, some basket plus free throws. But here you take a look 5 minutes later, 3 minutes and 51 seconds, a 17-2 to run. That will definitely put some separation. Now, what you got to look at, we're still in the third quarter. There's 14 minutes and 42 seconds left in this game. You have to continue to play with that. That's a good timeout by Coach Dieselhorst, I think, because Ouachita had gotten some baskets, but they'd also gotten some stops on the defensive end and turned those into points in transition. So you've kind of got to find a way to get a stop here and then convert to not make the timeout successful in stopping your momentum.
Ouachita 7 of 19 from beyond the arc. 21 of their 47 has come from beyond the arc. Ouachita looking for a defensive stop and not give the momentum back to Northwestern as Ouachita holds it all right now. They get it inside to Bass. Bass on Hubbard. Bass goes up on Hubbard. Gets the foul and the basket. So Bass, the leading scorer, is going to have a chance for a three-point play, Chris.
Yeah, Coach Long is talking to the official. The official about that one. There have been several, and I think the reason Coach Long has so much question about that one is because the last 4 possessions, there have been a lot of those possessions that have contact. That one looked like Bree Hubbard was as straight up as she had been on any of them.
Ouachita on the other end trying to seize back a lot of that momentum.
Well, they did a nice job of breaking that pressure, that 2-2-1 pressure that Northwestern threw at them for the first time.
Ruby Trammell tries the three from the corner, and it's off the mark.
Northwestern is a basket, a stop, and another basket away from kind of weathering that storm, but they just can't get another one. They've had several point-blank opportunities from Ship and Bass that just have not been able to go down.
In transition is Robinson, and we're going to have a blocking foul as Robinson drives to the hoop. And you see on the replay here, this is Robinson coming down. She really had some speed and then slowed it down, looked for the best opportunity, pressed on the accelerator, and gets the contact.
Yeah, the defender was in good position, wasn't quite fully in front, so that was a 50-50 call, and that sends Robinson to the free throw line. And, of course, the foul count is 5-1, and so if you're the one, you're going to say, hey, they're already at the line, and they've only been whistled for 1 foul. So
Robinson shooting 91% from the free throw line, an expert free throw shooter from Northeast Arkansas.
I think Coach Dieselhorst said you call that and you continue to let 21 get hammered down here. And nice steal by Samantha Watson, 1-on-3 situation.
She's going to take it coast to coast, and she gets it.
Nice take by Watson in traffic. Felt the defense from behind, but also got a step on the other defender that was in front of her.
Just a few ticks over 3, and we are going to have a whistle.
Yeah, they signaled hold. Bree Hubbard kind of got Bass had a step on the low side of Bree Hubbard on that one, and so the foul was when Hubbard was trying to come around and she got into the back. They said it was a hold, but it's just, they have to signal something. I don't think she had her arm wrapped around her. I think she just came through the back of her. Nice inbounds pass. Another one. They just can't get it to go.
And she gets the second one to go there. Brooke Smith, who has checked in on the defensive end. Brooke Smith and Abby Harrison check in at that last dead ball. And I really expect Coach Dieselhorst and this Northwestern crew to really try to feed Bass down low. She's already got 28 points.
28 of the 37. It's impressive.
She looks to convert the three-point play, and she does. Half-court press here. They get it to Madeline Tipton in the middle, who stops and breaks the press. Michaela Vashanu is checked in, looking for somewhere to go. That's Watson. They kick it over to Tipton. Tipton going to take a three, and that one's too short off the front of the iron.
Boy, it was right on line, right in line with us in the basket. Right on line, just a little bit short.
Pull-up jumper on the other end, no good. Scuffle for the rebound, and Vashon is going to be whistled for the foul as she gets tied up there for the rebound. Height the trigger man for Northwestern. They get it into Bass. There's Adigan, Height for three, and she rattles that one home.
Second three-point make of the season, 2 for 7. I think Northwestern, a couple of them forgot that they were going to come back in a pressure situation.
Vashon bounces the three off the side of the iron. Quick offensive possession for Ouachita, and here comes Northwestern in transition. Adigan now to Bass, and we're going to have an offensive foul. Brooke Smith.
Yeah, they did call it on. Bass. Sometimes I couldn't tell if they were signaling to count the basket or the offensive foul, but he did signal that one as the offensive foul. All right.
Brooke Smith stands in there, takes the contact.
Takes the contact and then gets the call, too. That was a 50-50 that ended up going the Tigers again.
Brooke Smith breaks the press there, finds Watson. Now kick it out to Robinson. Robinson gets the defender out of her way. Three-pointer just a little short. Watson with the rebound. Great offensive rebound there from the Tigers. Porter going to kind of reset the offense here.
Yeah, Porter and Robinson checked in at the last dead ball.
Smith going to kick it out to Watson. Watson for three. That one's also short. Brooke Smith, offensive rebound, and she's going to be whistled for the foul. So you see two offensive rebounds there from the Tigers, and a little bit of a new lineup here for Ouachita with Brooke Smith and Abby Harrison checked into the game.
Yeah, Ship just didn't block out. Watson's three went up, and Ship, rather than looking for a body, turned and went to the basket, and it was a three-pointer, so there's a good chance you could have a long rebound, and that was to the benefit of the Tigers, and Brooke Smith got that one and then drew the foul.
Smith, the junior from Siloam Springs, Arkansas, gets that one to go, shooting an even 80% from the line. It's going to go up with that first make.
Another offensive rebound, and it's just a matter. Abby Harrison is obviously taller, but it's just a matter of not boxing out and getting position and keeping it where Abby Harrison can go get that rebound.
Harrison goes to the line here, gets that one to go. The Lady Tigers, a fairly good free throw shooting team, and so this is setting within their advantage. Northwestern on the other end, about a minute and a half left to go in the third quarter. That's Hyde and Watson at the top. They find Adigan. Adigan going to drive on Porter. Porter goes straight up, but will be whistled.
Yeah, she wasn't quite straight up. Her feet were about, and then she kind of started. Her hands were straight, but they were leaning at an angle because she had been over at the waist a little bit to try to get that. So anytime you're not perfectly perpendicular to the ground, you're going to get whistled for that one. You mentioned the free throws. Both of these teams in the top 5 in the GAC. Northwestern Oklahoma State third at 79.2% from the line. Ouachita fifth at 77.4%. Coach Long takes a second. Now, last minute and 12 seconds, Bass comes out. This is a way that Coach Dieselhorst can get Bass about probably 8 or 9 minutes of real-time rest, depending on how this last 110 goes, without only having her off of the court for 1 minute and 10 seconds of clock time. So Ouachita goes a little bit shorter as well to give Harrison a rest.
They kick it over to Robinson on the elbow. That's Porter at the top. Watson looked at a cutting Winfrey, decides not to go there. Under 10 seconds left to go. Robinson now going to drive. 5 seconds left. Kick it to Watson. And that one is good. Samantha Watson Great ball movement. The extra pass at the end of the shot clock converts in a 3.
Boy, this team has gotten so much better over the course of the year of dribbling in the middle, kicking out, and then either hitting an open shot or continuing the possession. That's what happened there, and you had Watson with the open 3.
Dennison inside, shot no good. Adigan comes away with the rebound as it's stripped away from Winfrey.
Boy, 2 solid defensive possessions from Winfrey here. That was 2, you gave up the offensive rebound, and if you do that, you really need to double up on your defense then the next possession and not hurt you, and that's what Ouachita did.
Heidi Robinson going to look for the last shot. The 3 is up and rattles just off. Hit the back of the rim and hit the side of the rim, but going to rattle off as that leaves us to the end of the third quarter. Ouachita on top of the visiting Northwestern Oklahoma Lady Rangers, 57-42 or 40.
Yeah, there's a discrepancy. We'll have to check and see about that.
Check and see what Ouachita leads here at the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of action right after this break on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
OSDN is Ouachita's student sports media program in the Rogers Department of Communications. OSDN brings over 100 Tiger Home athletic events and other content to your devices each school year. OSDN is funded by advertising and generous gifts from supporters. If you'd like to support the students of OSDN through a tax-deductible donation, visit obu.edu/give and indicate OSDN in the provided field. If your business would like to advertise on an OSDN broadcast, email us at osdn@obu.edu. Thanks for watching, and go Tigers!
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers!
We are back at Bill Vining Arena here, and it is 42-57 in favor of Ouachita. Check the official book.
Yeah, I had a little confusion. The stats had 43, the official book 42, and the stats were the one that were off on that. So now I think I think that's what they're.
Madison Dennison from Mineola, Kansas will inbound it here for Northwestern to start the last 10 minutes of action. Tip ball there goes out on Ouachita, so possession still sticks with Northwestern. Working around, they're going to get it inside to Bass, who she gains possession and is fouled there by Harrison.
Now Coach Dieselhorst is asking about a score discrepancy, but it's already been taken care of because the officials took care of that.
So they are going to look at.
Yeah, Coach Dieselhorst is saying they had 41 and they hit 2 free throws, so it should be 43. So that's what the discrepancy is.
Dieselhorst, this is her 10th season as head coach at Northwestern, the second winningest head coach within program history. Sits at 118 wins. Has reached the GAC tournament 3 of the last 4 years. All right. They are going to look at that. They're going to look at to see how many free throws were made in the latter half of the third quarter. If you look at the teams right now, Kyra Bass has been the story for Northwestern. She sits with 28 points but has 4 fouls, so got to be careful if you're Kyra Bass. On the other side of things, Bree Hubbard has been really guarding her all night. 4 fouls for her. 3 Tigers in double digits. Winfrey leads with 12, Watson with 11, Heidi Robinson with 10. In the rebounding category, Winfrey also leads in that category with 6 rebounds. She has played 23 minutes of this one, so we'll have to see how this review shakes out. There has been a slight score discrepancy trying to figure out whether there was 1 free throw made by Northwestern or 2. That is where the 43 and 42 score discrepancy has come into play. Appreciate you tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network as we have Women's Alumni Weekend. You see the pink shirts on Chris Babb and I, and also in the warm-up for the women. Talked about around the GAC earlier, some big matchups, Harding and Tech. Harding and Tech both sit atop of the GAC in the women's division. They are still under review. Looking at the percentages, Ouachita 91% from the charity stripe with 10 for 11 free throws. Northwestern 4 for 4 for a 100%. The difference really within this game, that was within the third quarter. Free throws for Ouachita in this game is 17 of 21, 81%, 10 of 12 for Northwestern, 83%. The difference, though, within this game has been the beyond the arc shooting. Northwestern 2 of 8 for 25%. Ouachita 31%, but 8 of 26. So a lot more threes shot by Ouachita in this one. So they have reviewed the play-by-play of the stat broadcast, the online stat provider for Ouachita. They are going to check with the book to see if there was even, I believe, a second free throw shot. So they are going to look at that. They will get the girls to go back to the bench, and now we will have that. So Chris Babb going to head over and tell the Northwestern guy what is happening. A bit of a confusion there. It is going to be 43, it looks like. So, whatever, 42-43, Ouachita leads as Bass goes down low against Winfrey. She wins that matchup, so 45-57 is your score now. Robinson going to come up the sideline, and she's going to be fouled by Graham. Graham, the junior from Pittsburgh, Oklahoma. She transferred over from Oklahoma Baptist. Winfrey going to trigger it into Robinson. Great ball movement here from the Tigers as they find Winfrey top of the key. Now Watson thought about the three. Going to dribble it around now, thinks about driving. Finds Tipton. Tipton. Cross-court pass. The extra pass to Winfrey. Winfrey for three, and that one rattles out. And Northwestern comes down with the rebound. That's Dennison. Adigan works inside to Bass. Now driving is Graham. She will go up, get the whistle. Can't get the basket to go. Coach Long pleading his case, unsure of what, but Graham's first free throw will touch the bottom of the net.
I've been trying to think of what could have been that situation. The only thing I can think of is when they went back and looked at what they were trying to have us look at was some free throws at minute 12. And then apparently they went back over the book and they only had that player down for one free throw. So if you're going to change the book, that's significant. I mean, it's probably correct, but it's still I stole Watson's glory there, but it's still they have to be very sure if they're going to change the book, because the book is the official, not necessarily the stats.
Watson gets out in transition. Great defense there from Harrison, but second chance opportunity for Bass. And she has been the heartbeat of the offense thus far. Ouachita breaks the press, slows it down with about 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And we will have a whistle as Samantha Watson drives. That foul is going to be on Dennison, the 5'11 junior forward. Watson, a trigger man, finds Robinson. That's Tipton, going to drive middle. Pull-up jumper from the charity stripe, rattles around and in for Madeline Tipton.
First field goal of the night from Madeline, has 6 points now.
Bass gets it inside, and she will be called. As she goes up, there will be a whistle. And one thing that Bass has done all night, you'll see it right here, she just goes through the contact.
Yeah, that angle is, if he goes back and watches that, he's not going to like the angle of that camera. But that's what's going to happen. I mean, officials can only be in three places. There are three of them. You're not going to have great angles all the time. And make a call, you got to deal with it. It's why when it comes down to it, I don't like people who blame games on officials, because it's never one play that ends up making a game. I mean, no matter what. I mean, there are lots of plays in a game. Just don't put it in the officials' hands to let them have a say at the end, and you can control it. So, it's not a job I'd want to do.
Robinson for three, and a beautiful shot there from Heidi Robinson. High arcing three that finds the bottom of the net.
Yeah, the problem with defending that is you can't sag off too much, but you've got to close out on a three-point shooter, especially if you know someone who shoots as good from outside as Heidi Robinson.
Great defense from Harrison. She gets a block, but Northwestern gains possession.
Boy, how about, I was getting ready to brag on Sam, but still, she needs to be, that was a little push off of the elbow.
Very physical game between these two. As we see the replay here, Watson has the pass stolen.
She went in with the left elbow out. I don't really think she extended it. And then going towards the defender, it's going to be hard for a defender to get that call.
Graham, the transfer from Oklahoma Baptist. Ouachita leads by 11. Kyra Bass with the steal on the other end. Bass in the game, 6.5 minutes left to go with 4 fouls. They work it inside to her now. And she gets it to fall. That gives her 37 for the afternoon, and she is the offense for Northwestern.
Nice pass.
Ouachita doing a great job of breaking the press. Now they slow it down. They usually start the offense with about 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And we have a whistle there as Samantha Watson was looking to go to the basket.
13 foul on Northwestern Oklahoma State. Ouachita has been whistled for 4, so Northwestern Oklahoma State will be in the bonus the remainder of the game. The Rangers still have one foul to give.
Inbound to Heidi Robinson. Under 6 minutes left to go in this one. Screen there from Harrison. They try to kick it inside to Harrison. Pass too strong from Winfrey.
Hey, they're one basket from making this a two-possession game and having all the momentum.
Good defense there from Harrison. Didn't want to get called for the foul, so she just kind of bats the ball away from Bass as Bass, they've really just been trying to feed her inside and work the mismatch. Bass and Harrison going at it again. They kick it out. That's Height for three, and that one's good.
There you
the
go.
Sophomore from Perry, Oklahoma.
Two-possession game, 6-point game. This has been the season high for Bass. Her previous career season high was 32.
Northwestern on a 7-0 run in the last minute, 15. Ouachita got to do something to stop the bleeding. It's Winfrey in the corner. Cross-court pass, the extra pass. Watson going to drive baseline. Under 10 left to go on the shot clock. Robinson for three. Just a bit too strong off the back of the iron.
Media timeout at the next dead ball, then it's anybody's game after that.
The three is contested there. Graham shot it. Robinson contested. And comes up empty for Northwestern. 4.5 left to go in this one, and we've got a timeout on the floor. And
yep, they'll make that.
They are going to stretch it to the under 4 media timeout, under 5 media timeout. So we will take a break here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We've got Great American Conference basketball right after this.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita. Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Owned by Ouachita alumni, Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more in downtown Arkadelphia is a must-stop for everyone. Stop by in the morning for fresh coffee, a specialty coffee drink, or a full breakfast. Come back at lunch, or in the evening for burgers like the Primo Burger, the pulled pork burger, or the mac and cheese burger. Maybe it's a salad, a wrap, a quesadilla, or one of our varieties of pizza. And don't forget to top it off with a sweet treat that puts the cherry on top of a great meal. That's Java Primo on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia.
Appreciate all of our sponsors that support the Ouachita Tigers here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Ouachita leads Northwestern. Screen there. Going to kick it over. Robinson thought about the three. Ball fake, now going to drive. Kick it back out. Under 10 left to go on the shot clock. Got to find something. That's Porter. Porter Tipton for three, and that one is good. Madeline Tipton. And Chris, if she can get hot within this game, that can really finish it off for Ouachita.
Yeah, that was a big basket. The Tigers had been held scoreless for the previous 3 minutes, so Northwestern kind of had a dead spot in the third quarter. Ouachita needed that basket because they had not scored for the 3 minutes. Good stop on the defensive end. Good contest of that three by Heidi Robinson.
Height was the shooter there for the three. Just over 3.5 minutes left to go in this one. They get it inside to Harrison at the high post. She's looking to work on Bass. Bass. She's going to go up, and Abby Harrison gets that one to go, and Bass got to be careful with the 4 fouls.
Yeah, it was as good as Bass could do, who had a career high today of 37 points. Previous was 32 that she had in January against Henderson State. But, yeah, not much she could do there, and Abby Harrison did a nice job of being patient.
On the far side is Graham, now going to find Pritchard. They get it inside to Bass. Straight.
Yeah, she She was straight up, but she got the body into Bass, and she was straight up top. But then Scott Starkey's telling her now, you move. She was vertical, but she moved. If you go vertical, you got to go straight up and down. And when she jumped, she moved.
So Bass will go to the line here. And that one rattles off the front of the iron and in. Bass goes 2 for 2 there from the charity stripe as they've brought this game within 9. Ouachita looking to extend it back out to a double-digit lead. Great job breaking the press from the Tigers. The Tiger guards have done an exceptional job this afternoon breaking the press.
They have. It hasn't been there the whole day. The pressure hasn't, but they've done a nice job of remaining calm.
That's Tipton in the corner looking for somewhere to go. Kick it around. A high arcing three for Porter, and that is good. And Coach Nick Long's fired up about that one. Hey, and there's a reason she's a Sheridan all-time leading scorer.
That's right. It's just good ball movement. It's reversing the floor, finding and then shooting it when you have space.
Pass down low, and she's going to be blocked by Porter. And we have a whistle.
Yeah, Abby Harrison did a nice job of staying straight up and not moving, and then Porter from the backside knocked that one away. Ouachita gets the controls possession and then gets fouled.
Pritchard with 3 after that whistle. Robinson looking.
Clock never started. Clock never started, so they may want to come over and look and see how much time. I don't know if they're going to take time. You want to look at it?
So they are going, looks like they may take a look at that to see how much time. They're going to take 5 seconds off, so 2:15 on the clock here as Heidi Robinson brings it across to the midcourt line. Ouachita in control of this game, up 12. Robinson looking for somewhere to go. Winfrey thought about the 3. 10 seconds left. She finds Winfrey in the corner. Winfrey's going to take a 3, and that one's too strong. Rebound there from Kayak. On the other end, a 3 is way short for Kaiten Graham.
Nice balance that time by Adigan to get the offensive rebound. It was on the backside and stay in bounds.
And Bass is going to be called for the travel as she was working on Harrison.
Now you have to expect full court pressure. You know, Coach Dieselhorst telling her players to get up. Northwestern's in the spot with 12-point deficit with a minute and a half left. They're going to have to force something. That pressure extended full court now.
Great job by the Tigers and Audrey Winfrey to break that press, and a minute and a half left in this one.
Expect a double team every time you get the ball.
Watson back over to Robinson. Robinson going to kick it to Tipton. Tipton for 3. That one's short, but an offensive rebound. Coach Tyler Doyle says, get out.
This is one of the best games Sam Watson has had. She's been everywhere, whether it's offensive rebounds, scoring, taking care of the ball. Another offensive glass. Offensive rebound. Ouachita with 15. I'll look at the.
Adigan on the other end. They feed it inside to Bass. Audrey Winfrey there to poke her hand into the passing lane.
Yeah,
to disrupt that.
Neither team's going to be happy. There have been 25 combined offensive rebounds. They just come at big spots. Northwestern has more than Ouachita. They have 14 offensive rebounds. Ouachita has 11. But Ouachita's have just come in big spots when Northwestern needed a stop and to get the ball back.
One thing that sticks out to me, Ouachita 9 blocks, Northwestern 2. So the defense for Ouachita going to be tested once more here as Bass goes up. Great defense from Abby Harrison and the effort of Bree Hubbard and Abby Harrison on Kyra Bass. You play Southwestern Thursday, you know Landry Allen's going to be a task down low. Saturday, you know Kyra Bass is going to be a task.
39 points, 14 of 27 from the field. She had a few easy looks, what you might consider easy. She's made several tough looks, but she's missed the ones that Bass has missed. It's been because the post defense from Ouachita. We've seen Abby Harrison, we've seen Bree Hubbard, Audrey Winfrey was on her a lot, but then a lot of times after those first few possessions of the game where Bass just went back to back to back to back baskets, Ouachita did a nice job of adjusting and limiting her easy looks. She makes a contested look, that's great, but the defense got better over the course. And it sounds funny to say, and she's got 39 points, to say that the defense got better on her over, but she's just been that good of a player tonight with a career-high 39 points.
Ouachita balanced the scoring out with 5 players in double digits so far. Tipton right there behind him with 9. Just over 30 seconds left. Tipton trying to find somewhere to go. And she will get it to Caden Porter.
That was a perfect example of Madeline Tipton. You know, she's frustrated with herself a little bit, but she was double teamed, didn't panic, and was strong going through the double team and found Porter on the backside.
27.4 seconds left to go in this one. Winfrey from Hot Springs, Arkansas, Lake Hamilton High School. Volleyball, soccer, and track, and basketball. So 4-sport athlete as a Wolf in high school.
Sure, she had lots of spare time.
Oh, yeah, tons of spare time.
Northwestern's calling a timeout so they can advance the ball. It's about, 12-point deficit with 27 seconds. It looks like it's going to be a comfortable win for Ouachita. And you mentioned it, 5 players in double figures, led by 3 with 13. Winfrey, Watson, and Robinson. Porter with 10, Harrison with 11. We talked at the outset that this team, when they are not just relying on Madeline Tipton and Heidi Robinson, they can win games when teams key on those two. Robinson has 13, Tipton with 9, and then you get 13 from Winfrey, 13 from Watson, and 10 from Porter. You take a look at the scoring averages. Abby Harrison has scored right at her average, just over her average, right at it at 11 points per game. Audrey Winfrey averaging 7, she has 13. Samantha Watson averaging 6, she has 13. And Caden Porter averaging 3.9, she has 10. That's what Coach Long, it helped them at Southwestern Oklahoma when someone other than Madeline and Heidi came in and produced, and that's what happened tonight.
Graham gonna kick it in. Shot clock inactive here. And as the final seconds of this one, they kick it out. A 3 from Adigan is no good. Scuffle for the ball. Watson and Robinson down there for it. Jump ball, and that's headed Ouachita way.
Don't.
Ouachita.
30-second timeout called by Coach Long. This may be, are you going to lose a 13-point lead with 14 seconds left?
Not
No.
particularly.
Do you have an opportunity to pretend this is a 1-point deficit and come up with a buzzer shot? Yes. Don't know if that's what the situation is right now. Coach Long is drawing up something on the board for his troops.
Yeah, and you've got to be prepared. Like we mentioned, Ouachita got to treat every game like it's a close game, even though they lead by 13 here because of the onset of games that started really Thursday for that latter half of that Great American Conference schedule that leads us to Fort Smith.
Yeah, protecting your home court is key. Ouachita needed to do that this week, and they have done so.
So Tipton going to get the inbounds, and we are going to start the fouling process.
Well, 12.6. That's right. It gives Madeline a chance to go back to the line and make it the 6th player in double figures for the Tigers.
Tipton shoots a high clip of 86 100% from the charity stripe.
We talked earlier in the game that Northwestern is only giving up 56 points per game, Ouachita averaging 70-something. And so we said whichever one ends up controlling the pace will be the one that comes out winner, and that's what's happened. Ouachita scores 19 points over the season average that Northwestern is giving up.
Yeah, and one thing that Ouachita on a 6-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes or so, scoring drought for Northwestern about 3 minutes. So Ouachita has really taken over within the last bit of this game. And don't go anywhere, guys. After this game concludes, we will have the men's game of the Northwestern Rangers and the Ouachita Tigers.
Yeah, and you'll have an interview right after the game. This game concludes. You'll have an interview with Coach Nick Long. We mentioned it's a busy day in the athletic department on campus as well. Update in the top of the 6th inning from Rab Rogers Field just down the road. Ouachita leads UA Fort Smith 7-4. Well, I'll tell you what, yesterday I got to call the season opener, and they tied at 1 in the bottom of the 8th. A pinch hitter set to lead off. Freshman, Hudson Waits, first college at-bat, sees the first pitch he gets, next pitch, lead off, pinch hit, home run in the 8th to give Ouachita a 2-1 lead that Andrew Hayden ended up closing out in the 9th and getting the win. So the Tiger baseball team starting off the season with a win yesterday.
It's going to be hard to follow that first college at-bat up.
Yeah.
And Casey Modal says it best, put it in the books as a Tigers win. Ouachita 75, Northwestern 62. And Chris, this is a big win for Ouachita as they sweep Northwestern. They get the win in Alva, get the win at Bill Vining. That really is a good conference win as they will circle up for the prayer at center.
And what that does, it puts Ouachita at 9-6, drops Northwestern Oklahoma State to 10-5, one game out of 3rd place, separating themselves from that bunch of 6 teams that is 7-7 or 6-8. So big win for the Tigers to get to 9-6 overall. I'm going to slip out and let you go over some stats in the Chicken Express game recap. Coach Long comes over here.
We look at the scoring for the Tigers. 6 Tigers in double digits. Watson 13, Porter 10, Tipton at 11, Robinson at 13, Harrison at 11, and Winfrey at 13 also. We are about to welcome on a victorious head coach of the Ouachita Tigers, Nick Long, as he makes his way over and takes Chris Babb's seat, as we will start the Chicken Express post-game show. And wow, Coach, what a win. You are able to sweep Northwestern. You get the win in Alva, now you get the win here. A very, very widespread offense. I don't know if you had a chance to look at the stats. You had 6 Tigers in double digits.
Nice.
So great offensive execution all across the board for the Tigers here in this one.
Yeah, I'd say really good job right there with just what we did. I'd say the seniors played great tonight. I'd say really proud of them and of their effort. I mean, I'm not sure how many bats had, but I know she
39.
She set a career high on us. There's no question about it. I doubt. But we controlled the rest of them pretty well, and just really proud of the effort all around, especially that effort on the defensive end throughout the whole game. And then we came a lot. We're a hard team to play a zone against, and you know we gave them a lot of issues with different things, and was just really proud of how we finished that game out.
You make 11 threes in that game, and you know that perimeter shooting, we talked about it in the pregame, and perimeter shooting is a strength for y'all, and y'all really showed that tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, and you look at it, you know, Heidi and Tip they were only 3 for 11, and they both had some pretty good looks too. I really thought Samantha Watson played her best game of the year, no questions about it. I said that was she played great. You know, 13 points, 2 assists and no turnovers against that zone. She had a rougher time with it against them at their place, but she did a really good job today and really keyed some ball pressure and did a great job getting the ball moving and knocked down the open shots that she was given.
Obviously, Bass has 39, but Chris and I talked about it on air before he came on. I thought the defense adjusted particularly well, to the extent that they could. Obviously, Harrison and Hubbard both had their work cut out for them.
Yes,
you saw back-to-back
Uh-huh.
possessions to start the game where Bass scored. What can you say about your post players where they've had a 2-game stretch where they've really had to work?
Yeah, I say really proud. Audrey started on her, and she, our whole thing, we're sending her to her left hand. She finished with her left hand. We were gonna let that happen, and not let it happen, but that was. There's you got to pick what you want to let her shoot. She's a really good player, and you got to pick what you want to let her do. And that we felt like we give ourselves the best chance to send her to her left hand and wall up and try to get that stop right there. And we got a little sloppy offensively in the start of the fourth. Well, really and truly, start of the fourth quarter they started calling so many fouls and really slowed the game down, and which was fine for us because that's when you got a whole lot of rest happening on the floor. And so let folks stay in the game and just really get some good breaks there.
You lead the game for over 34.5 minutes, and you talk about winning at home is important. This win kind of separates you from the mess that the middle of the GAC is. Just calling it how it is. It's a mess. This game separates you from that. Control, winning at home is a big thing. Consistency, and I think your team did that well tonight. Yeah,
no question about it. I'm really proud of them and how they battled and came back for Saturday right here and got a really tough win against that team. They're really disciplined. They're a really good team, and to beat them twice this year is that says a lot for our group too.
One more look at Monday. You play Harding, led by Lamar graduate freshman Corey Sanders. She's going to be hard to stop, and they've got a pretty successful offense and a good defense to back her up.
Yeah, I said they're definitely the top of the league with them and Tech with how they're how they're playing this year. We can do we kind of went really cold in that second half against them at our place when we played them early in December. So really going to challenge us to go make those tough plays, go finish those shots and just really give ourselves a chance in that one to go up there and get a real big road win.
All right, Nick Long, I appreciate you for your time, and go enjoy this one. You got 1 day of rest, and then you're back on the road. We appreciate you hopping on here in the Chicken Express post game.
Thanks, Dalton.
That right there will conclude our interview with head coach Nick Long. You saw the baseball game tied 7-7 there with University of Arkansas Fort Smith, who has made the trip south. But that's going to wrap this one up. A little final statistics as we look at this. Ouachita, 11 of 33 from beyond the arc. Audrey Winfrey, 4 of 10. But he mentioned Samantha Watson there, 2 of 4. And it has been an absolutely amazing game this far. And win there for the Lady Tigers. And now the men are warming up. That's going to conclude the Chicken Express post-game show, as we will have a small break, and then we'll be back with the men's game. I am Dalton Reed, and I was joined alongside Chris Babb. We appreciate all tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Hi, everybody. This is John Fanta with Fox Sports and the Big East Digital Network.
Hi, this is Brad Sham, voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
Hi, this is Chuck Swirsky with the Chicago Bulls, our flagship station, 670 The Score.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart at ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.